just how do you do this to another human being? I can't, it's unimaginable.
41-year-old Devon Marsh accused of the unthinkable. Detroit police say last Friday during an argument with his live-in girlfriend at their home off Packer near Outer Drive, he allegedly doused her with lighter fluid and set her on fire. She is 6.5 months pregnant with twins.
Just incredibly traumatic injuries. I did see pictures. And I mean, the pain that she must be suffering, I can't imagine.
Commander Michael McGinnis says the woman has third-degree burns on 60% of her body and is in critical condition. It's unclear if her babies will survive.
They don't even have a chance. They don't have a fighting chance at life.
Sergeant Kyla Williams, who runs DPD's domestic violence unit, says the pregnant woman was scared to report what happened to her for fear of retaliation. But a tipster reported the crime, and later the woman felt safe enough to tell her story.
I want to applaud her for coming forward. I want to, again, let her know that she is not alone.
Case number is 22055. 296.
Marsh, here in court this week, is a parole absconder, has a lengthy criminal past from drugs and gun charges to assault. He had warrants out of Macomb County and a pending case in Livonia.
We just hope that he remains in custody through the trial process so that the victim can heal without the fear of any kind of retribution from him.
Even with his prior convictions, some of which were violent, bond was set in this case at $50,000, 10%. That means he can get out of jail if he can come up with just $5,000. Reporting downtown Detroit, Jessica Dupnack, Fox 2 News.
Underway after 2 people were set on fire. A woman who was badly burned is in the hospital tonight. Officials believe it may have stemmed from an argument. Here's our Jeff Cole.
Eyewitnesses say they saw a woman toss a flammable substance on the victim. These burn marks in Kensington's Harrogate Park are in the area where eyewitnesses to the attack say they saw flames late Thursday night. Fearing trouble, this woman asked us to hide her face.
The one girl backs up and extends her arm, and one person just ignites. It was huge.
According to police and this GoFundMe page, the victim is Alyssa Morales, who's hospitalized with severe burns. The GoFundMe reports Morales, who struggles with addiction, has been the subject of a profile on YouTube, which was used to identify her after the attack.
But I know a lot of people, so.
I saw the little
spark.
It was like a spark, and then all of a sudden it just whoosh, like somebody threw fluid.
Eyewitnesses say Morales was standing in the park with a woman, the likely attacker, and a man whose clothing also caught fire. Noreta Nunez ran to her.
She was shaking and screaming, and she didn't want nobody seeing her face anyway, because I guess her face was burnt too.
So do you know who set her on fire? Did you?
No, I have no idea.
Police want to learn more about the people with Morales late Thursday night and say it was a fire crew that found her.
When the fire department comes, they're not even aware that a person's being burned. They thought it was a trash fire. Once they arrived at the scene and realized someone's injured, she's rushed to Temple Hospital.
While Morales fights for her life, Noreta Nunez can't forget her.
It's sad to think that people could get away with that. That day.
The store all on fire.
A horrific scene outside of a Glendale Circle K early Sunday morning. City street cameras capturing the moment that 25-year-old Blake Angerer erupts into a ball of flames. With his body fully engulfed in flames, he somehow manages to walk to the inside of the store. You can see as customers grab bottles of water in order to douse the flames.
All over his body, everywhere. On his leg, his back.
911 calls tell the story of the tense and terrifying moments for Angerer and store workers trying to calm him down.
Somebody's coming, dude. Hold on, dude.
Glendale police say witnesses told them that Luciano Simmons came into the store, bought gasoline, and put that gas inside of a water bottle. Investigators say after buying the gas, Simmons walked out of the store and walked to the nearby bus stop. Witnesses told officers that Simmons poured the gas on Angerer and set him on fire with a butane torch.
A 9-year-old man was set on fire in Chinatown early this morning. Officials say he was taken to the hospital in serious condition with burns to his back and neck. Residents are calling for more police presence. The police classified the incident as first-degree assault and are looking for the suspect. Jen Boniza has more.
Video surveillance shows a man following the 79-year-old victim down a walkway leading into Chinatown Cultural Plaza. You then see him stop to grab something out of his backpack and run up right behind the victim, where he lights the back of his shirt on fire. According to police, the elderly victim was taken to the hospital in serious condition. Those who live in the area say they know the victim.
This old man is a well-known character. He is in Chinatown every hour, everywhere.
The assault comes as Mayor Rick Blangiardi and his administration continue their efforts to clean up and revitalize Chinatown. Incidents like this are a setback.
I think PR-wise also like, oh, what happened? You know, we still have this very violent criminal element, but this is like an exception. Burning somebody is the first time that I know. A lot of assault, stabbing is more commonplace, but to set somebody on fire, I mean, that is really kooky.
A resident who asked that we not use her name says more police patrols are needed in Chinatown.
Because a lot of people doing a lot of bad things. A lot of tourists or anything, they dare not to come to Chinatown or even Cultural Plaza to do the dining. They are afraid to get hurt, so they get scared.
In the last week alone, HPD's crime mapping lists more than 58 incidents of crime within a half-mile radius of the Chinatown Cultural Plaza. 16 were assaults, 15 were theft, and 4 robberies. Schubert Kwok says the city is working to increase police presence.
Foot patrol is #1 to crime prevention. We cannot emphasize that enough.
In a statement, HPD says their Chinatown task force continues to address chronic community issues, working various times throughout the week. According to Schubert Kwok, the city also plans to install more video surveillance.
We're going to have like 50-some cameras, which is a lot better than the 26, which are so outdated.
Despite the horrible attack Tuesday morning, she says things are slowly improving in Chinatown. Police say the investigation into the assault is ongoing. Jen Boniza, KH12 News, working for Hawaii.
Lie after lie, but they got a different story from that couple's 10-year-old boy who says he was in the car when his dad threw fireworks at a homeless man, setting him on fire. News 13's Gabrielle Burkhart joins us now with the newly released lapel video. Gabby?
We want to warn you, this video shows the graphic scene the day a homeless man was lit on fire with fireworks. It also shows what helped lead to an arrest.
One male subject, constant breathing.
It was a gruesome scene.
Appears to have bad burns on his left leg.
Witnesses called 911 last month. They're shown on police lapel video pouring water on a homeless man they spotted on fire, lying on the sidewalk near Highland High.
Can you tell us how it started?
Said that somebody lit him on fire.
Police say the people in this purple SUV threw fireworks at the homeless man. After this surveillance video aired, tips led investigators again and again to 31-year-olds Joshua Benavidez and Irene Enriquez.
So why would your name come up as far as a person of interest with this fireworks stuff going on?
I don't know. To be honest with you, sir, I don't know.
Both denied having anything to do with it.
Hear anything about that? Sure.
But detectives say Benavidez' 10-year-old son confided in a babysitter. Officers followed up.
Yeah, you're not in any trouble, buddy, okay?
We didn't win for that to happen. We meant to just kind of scare, he meant to just scare the guy.
Who did?
No, when we did that,
yeah,
my dad.
He says his dad was driving and he and 2 other kids saw the whole thing.
He was lighting the firework. I guess the spark caught him or something.
Caught the homeless guy?
When the man caught fire, police say Benavidez didn't let anyone out of the SUV to help.
So did you see that happen, or?
Yes.
That's pretty terrible, bud.
We were kind of scared, so we just drove away.
Benavidez told police he recently sold a white SUV. One witnesses say happened to be purple days earlier. The couple was arrested. During the little boy's interview, the boy tells the officer he thought the homeless man went back to sleep since he continued to lie there on the sidewalk. The man was later rushed to the hospital with severe burns. Back to you.
Gabrielle, thank you.
The man in critical condition after being set on fire. This happened yesterday morning in Northeast. The chief of police calling the crime demonic. You're taking a look at the video. The suspect investigators believe is responsible for a spree of arson fires. Paul Wagner standing by live in Northeast now with the details. Paul.
Yeah, there, Jim. 5 arson fires they believe that this man is responsible for. And I'm now outside this store here, a Boost Mobile store in the 900 block of 8th Street Northeast, where a man was asleep in that corner right over there. It was just after 1 o'clock yesterday morning when the man in the hoodie, carrying a can of what appears to be some kind of flammable liquid, walks up and then within view of the surveillance camera that's mounted just outside the store, lights the man on fire. A caution now, you're not going to see the victim in this case. You're going to see the fire begin to build. Take a look. So it's just after 1 in the morning when the man in the hoodie slowly walks up, takes a look around to see if anyone is watching. And while keeping his eye on the man asleep on the ground, pulls out a lighter and ignites some material. He then bends down and casually sets something on fire. He then takes a can of what appears to be flammable liquid and not once but twice douses the man with it. He then takes off. Now, just out of the frame of the camera, the man on fire gets up and heads into the street. Arriving firefighters found the man and quickly took him to a hospital. The man's belongings, which appear to be some suitcases, were also burned, found in a supermarket cart nearby. Now, according to police, just about 45 minutes before, the same suspect tried to set another man on fire about 5 blocks away, also on 8th Street. Listen now to D.C. Police Chief Peter Newsham.
This is a guy who was intent on hurting people in a very, very demonistic way. And to see, I hope that somebody who's out there watching, I hope you cover this story, can take a look at this photo and let us know who he is so we can ensure that it doesn't happen again. The image that we have of his face is a very, very clear image. I know that a lot of the folks out in our community are understandably distracted by COVID-19, but if they can take a look at this image, if somebody can recognize it and give us a lead, we want to get this guy off the streets.
This man is also suspected of setting a car on fire on Florida Avenue. If you know who he is, call D.C. Police. Back to you guys.